On to round 14 of the 2013 FF1M Championship, coming to you from historic, picturesque, super fast Monza, just north or south or somewhere near Milan, in the north of Italy. Got two commentators today for you, got myself, and to my left is Mr. Courtney Cass from Shake and Bake.
Hey up, no coronavirus is going to stop us today.
No, and it's not going to stop FF1M because it is online.
Yep, and none of us have lives, so...
Correct. So, let's talk about the previous race, which saw a much needed victory for Kimi Räikkönen in the Gajera. And your dude came second.
Aye.
And Alonso came third.
Ideal race from a neutral's perspective, and me and Guy's perspective.
Yeah.
Because made the championship a lot tighter.
Yep, just 8 points separating Grosjean, Vettel and Räikkönen. Jean-Eric Vergne not too far behind either. Neither is Fernando Alonso or Sergio Perez. Top six separated by just 22 points. So, theoretically, it's anyone's.
Yeah, could have a whole new leader. Could have a whole new first and second.
Could have a new fourth and fifth.
Could we?
Could do, yeah.
Yeah, could do.
One-stop strategy is expected here, so all about who can pit later or pit earlier. It's hard to tell with this circuit.
The most important thing to do on this circuit is to go fast.
Yes. So anyway, that's looking down at one of these straights. I think that's going into the Parabolica. There's the Parabolica indeed. And here is the grid. Kimi Räikkönen on pole position for the umpteenth time of the season. I'll have to calculate that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth pole position of the season. Hülkenberg second. So another good effort from the Mitchell Renault. In fact, the Renaults just generally have come on strong because Kubica fourth, Aimi Al-Jawsari a career best eighth, presumably. I haven't seen him that high for that's all this season, so good effort from Mitchells all round. Championship.
Ninth for Sebi.
Ninth for Sebastian Vettel, and seventh for Fernando Alonso. Meanwhile, who else have we got? Romain Grosjean is fifth on the grid, so all championship contenders, the main ones, in the top 10 for the moment.
Lewis Hamilton in the dizzying highs of 11th.
Yes, a one-place improvement from Spa. Although he had pretty good race pace towards the end, but probably should have been a bit higher up if it wasn't for that spin at Radion. Still,
he's been a bit error-prone this season.
I think he probably has got the worst qualifying to race record this season.
Maybe, yeah. And Pedersen's back row again.
Back row again.
Shame.
Although Kobayashi only half a second off this time. So, 5 lights are on, the usual pause before 5 lights go out. Nearly a jump start from one of the Willows there. But anyway, as we go down towards the first couple of chicanes, it is Kimi Räikkönen who holds onto the lead at the moment, but Hülkenberg is up the inside, barges his way past Räikkönen.
Absolute dive bomb.
Demons himself into the lead with Kubica up to second. Good effort from the Renault boys. And it's Räikkönen third, Vergne fourth, Grosjean fifth. Perez has had a poor start and he's down to sixth position. That's from third on the grid. I imagine that would have been in the first corner fracas, shall we call it. As you go through the second chicane, the Variante della Roggia, into the two Lesmos, and Hülkenberg's breaking a little bit of a gap over himself and Kubica as they go through the second Lesmo. Now this is always a tricky corner because it always provides a lot of chaos. So let's see what happens. It's Kimi Räikkönen who's having a look at the inside. He's going to have to brake late, but not too late. As Kubica trying to hang on around the outside. That is brave. He's held on round it. And let's give Hülkenberg a bit of a gap. Let's see how much. That's a lot of a gap actually. But now Kimi Räikkönen is in a perfect position to outbrake Kubica going into the Parabolica. Kubica's hanging on! What is going on? Look at that!
Well in, Robert.
Go on. Impartial commentator.
Yeah.
And now Räikkönen has got Grosjean right behind him. And where's Vettel in amongst this? He's side by side with somebody else. Don't know who that is. Somebody has gone off at the Parabolica.
Way back.
Yeah, he's not having a good first lap. Meanwhile, and it's Kobayashi out of the race. So and there's Vettel locking up going into the second chicane there. But he's up to seventh. He's past Perez.
So I wonder what happened to Kobayashi. Not a
Oh, both Pedersen's out.
Oh,
Senna
dear.
out as well. So where has that happened? As Verne gets ahead of Grosjean going into the Rogier chicane, and Alonso has got Vettel all over his gearbox. But Alonso will hang on to 6th for the moment. There's Jenson Button behind Perez, and behind Button is Alguersuari. And behind Alguersuari is Robin Freins. So I think he's had a good start from 14th on the grid. Meanwhile, we have a look at Raikkonen, who's trying to get back into the slipstream of Kubica, as Vettel has a look at the inside.
Could end in tears.
It could, but he's made it.
Oh.
Good move from Vettel, and carrying a lot of speed into the chicane, but not too much as to not go off. And he's up to 6th.
Not to do a real-life Sebastian through that corner there.
Luckily, no Lance Stroll to run into.
Yeah, Perez trying to make amends for his absolutely shabby start.
And he's amended himself somewhat, as Hulkenberg and now Kubica set the fastest lap of the race. So both Renault-powered cars pulling away, it seems, from Raikkonen. And I was going to half wonder if Alonso was going to give Perez a friendly little Mexican nudge.
Mexican nudge. Right, this is what happens with the Pedersens then.
So it's Senna we're on board with, going into the Parabolica. And, what's that? Oh, it's Kobayashi!
Jeez Louise,
That's not how to impress your team, boss.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do when you're battling for absolute scraps with your teammate.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise,
That's unnecessary, we'll call it.
I'd be having words.
Oh, we've got a Willows, it's about to spin. This will obviously be on the second lap, because we didn't catch that. Who was that? Was that Ricciardo or was it Rosberg? I'm feeling it was Rosberg. I think someone else had a bit of an off going to the Ascari chicane as Alonso nearly causes an accident. Here's Gutierrez. We've got Paul Di Resta coming up alongside him. And, well, that's...
Oh, there we go. And yeah, there's...
The only thing I'm going to say about that is that Geert van der Garde is doing quite well.
Okay.
Jean-Eric Verne is the fastest man on the track at the moment, as we have a look at the battling Latinos of Perez and Alonso, as they close in a little bit on Vettel for 6th position. So Vettel needs to close up on Grosjean if he's going to get some slipstream.
Yeah, I think the slipstream is going to be very important here. We saw how effective it was in Spa.
And Hockenheim as well.
And Hockenheim, yeah. So Vettel needs to get a move on, really.
We saw a message of Sam Bird coming into the pits. Oh, we've got an engine failure for Freins. He had dropped down a little bit, but he was still running quite well. But that is him out of the race. And that was what I was about to say. Bird in the pits for a new front wing, because he was the one that slammed into Gutierrez.
Yep. Oh, so Bird actually survived.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, there we go.
Vettel versus Perez going into the Ascari chicane. It's a replay, so something must have happened. And it was Vettel.
Shit.
Whoa, dearie me.
He's held it. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, no.
You absolute badger.
And it was Jenson Button that he hit as well.
That's
going to affect
bollocks is all I can say.
That's going to affect his championship challenge somewhat.
Yeah.
As Jenson Button pits for a new nose.
Bloody hell, Seb.
Wonder what James Whiteley would have thought of that one.
I think it'd probably be something along the lines of "Way!"
Followed by "No!"
Yeah.
Kimi Raikkonen and Jean-Eric Verne battling for 3rd position. So the Tornadoes, it looks like, have the race pace at the moment. How much fuel have they got? 26 laps for Verne, so left remaining. And he's up the inside into the Rogier. Neatly outbraked, and that's 3rd position for the Frenchman. Just behind Kimi Raikkonen is mostly Frenchman, because he's actually part Swiss.
I think there's a little bit of gravel on the track that I think we should red flag it and restart it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I agree, get Gutierrez back in the race.
He was doing well until then, Seb. Up from 9th to 6th within a couple of laps. But
Yeah, and then Ascari chicane bit.
need these two to take each other out now.
Yes, and then that will hand the initiative to Verne.
Mm.
It's a very interesting championship battle. It really is interesting.
Sorry, I'll try and be more impartial.
Yeah, now that your boy's out of the race. Well, Maldonado's up to 8th. As they as Perez and Grosjean try and run side by side through the Parabolica. Perez has got a little bit less fuel than Verne, a couple of laps less. A couple of laps less also than Alonso, but Alonso is alongside, trying to get alongside. What's late braking?
Oh, crikey.
That was a late braking move that paid off nicely for Fernando Alonso. Definitely one of the men of the season, I reckon.
Yeah, he bounced back after last year with his rather shambolic display at Willows.
His hot and cold.
Yeah, he
display.
he had some good races, but he also binned it a hell of a lot.
Verne versus Kubica. That's going to be the next battle. 1.8 seconds. Kubica is behind Hulkenberg, who's doing a tremendous job at the moment. Holding on to the lead. Has won races before with Mitchell back in 2010-ish, 11-ish.
He's been great this season, though, Hulkenberg. He's always been there or thereabouts.
Yes, it's just reliability that's falling to bits a little bit for Mitchell. In that Hulkenberg's had 3 retirements in a row. Yes, well, 3 retirements in a row from Silverstone, Hockenheim, and one other one, Hungary.
And this could end in tears.
But it hasn't, and Verne... Kubica running a bit wide, but hangs on to 3rd place at the moment, but the loss of momentum could give the initiative to Raikkonen. He's not quite in the slipstream, so for now, Kubica holds on to 3rd, but it is Jean-Eric Verne who is on the move. Quite close field at the moment. They've got the top 7 separated by 7.1 seconds. So it could be interesting to see how this race pans out.
Right, this could be important for Kimi. Get a cab between him and Grosjean.
Yes, as he is sitting 8 points behind Roman Grosjean, championship leader. So he needs to gain some places. And they're using the old style chicane. This season before they used the newer style chicane, the tighter right-left, rather than the curb hoppers of the double.
When did they stop using this chicane? Because that was the one that Hakkinen spun out on, wasn't it? This
99.
layout?
That was the last year that they used that double chicane.
Yeah, was it 2000 where they changed it and there was a massive pile up into the 2nd chicane?
Yeah.
Marshall got killed, I think.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the 2nd chicane was modified a little bit as well, but that was at the exit of the corner rather than the entry.
Right, okay.
Now the 1st chicane only saw...
Oh, good move, good move.
Good move, and
but
once
will
again...
Grosjean slither through as well?
Once again, Kubica struggling to make the apex. And Grosjean has got the run up the inside, and I think... Yeah, he's got that one.
Yeah.
Outbreaking him into the Parabolica. Kubica trying to hang on, but all in vain. Now, let's see.
He will have the slipstream though, won't he?
He will do. Bit of slipstream there. Moving out to the right. Has he got enough grunt? Let's see the top speed, and that's like terminal velocity, 362. And Kubica locking up very heavily, and I think
they both gone off.
Yeah, they both went off, and Alonso went off as well. That's moved Perez up the order to 5th position. And who on earth is that?
Well, Grosjean's got away with that one.
He has. And did Alonso rejoin? He's not rejoined yet.
Aljo Suarez.
That's worrying for the Exolite. As Perez moves up to 4th now, he could do his teammate a whole bunch of favours. Try and hold up Grosjean as much as possible. Now we've got a battle for the lead. Hulkenberg and Verne. Verne looking for his 2nd win of the season after his win at Hockenheim.
Yeah, that was his first win, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Deserved.
Who did he battle with again?
It was Perez, yeah. If I check. And indeed it was Perez, yeah. So the youngsters making their way through the order. Hulkenberg blocking him. He's not going to give up this lead that easily. To go through the 2nd chicane. Well, 3rd chicane in this case.
Yeah, I suppose so.
The Rogier chicane, let's call it. And going through the first Lesmo where Vettel had that comical off.
Yep, and the corner that Jensen Button accidentally named the Lesbos in, I think, 2009.
Yeah.
There's one, nobody picked up on it, he kind of glossed over it, but he accidentally called it the Lesbo. And me being the immature person I am, went, huh. and remembered it. Anyway.
And here we go up the inside into the Parabolica. Is that the lead for Vern? It is the lead for Vern. Now is Hulkenberg going to try and do something about that? He's already up alongside him.
I'm going to do that though.
Start finish straight. Now does he have enough grunt compared to the customer Ferrari?
Yeah, he wanted to sit in the slipstream really.
He did, but he's going to try it round the outside. He's had to give that one up. So now Jean-Eric Verne moves into the lead, and based off of car performance, I would say that he's going to be quite difficult to keep up with.
Yeah. I mean, if Raikkonen dispatches Hulkenberg pretty quickly, then maybe he's got a shot.
Yes, because I think the Gajera might be a quicker car. Oh, Hulkenberg! Oh no! Well, that solved the Raikkonen conundrum pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
That is more bad luck. So I think it's pretty clear what the Renault team have been testing.
I think it's pretty clear as well that they had the engine settings into express haircut or express lawn cut. We'll edit that out.
Are you trying to go for the lawnmower gag?
I am, yes.
Okay, yeah. So he's making a bit of a nuisance of people on the racing line. Rightly so, he should be annoyed that he's had yet another reliability failure.
Is he going to absolutely clatter it into the wall?
Let's see as we go in the bit before the Rogier chicane. Well, he's got Maldonado.
No, don't you dare.
Nah, he's fine. He's going to pull off now, there we go. Oh, we just missed it. Oh, it's a loose wheel for Kubica, so he's had to make an early-ish pit stop. Is that fuel to go to the end of the race? I don't think it is. That's 33 laps to go. He's only took him 31 laps of fuel.
That's pretty dumb.
Yes. I mean, if you can fuel save on this game, then do it. But, yeah, that's a bit odd, that.
Yeah. Yeah, don't agree with that strategy. Gone for the splash and dash at the end, but...
Yeah. Anyway, he's going to try and make his way back up the order. I think that's going to be 9th place. That is retaken off of Nico Rosberg, I reckon. As he exits the Parabolica. It's going to be a bit quick on these new set of tyres.
I'm just going to keep quiet now because I evidently cannot commentate.
The inside into the Ascari of Paul Di Resta. And there's Bottas behind Di Resta as well. So, what have we got? We've got Verne 5 seconds in the lead from Kimi Raikkonen, so he's pulling away from the Gajera driver. And Perez just 1.3 seconds back off of Raikkonen, and Grosjean just 9/10 off of Perez. So we could see a bit of a battle developing for second. We just need Raikkonen to speed up a little bit if there's going to be a battle for the lead.
Hopefully Raikkonen's a bit heavier on fuel from a neutral perspective to keep the race entertaining.
Meanwhile, we have Maldonado in 5th position, Alguersuari 6th, Lewis Hamilton. Let's leave it at that for a moment in case I jinx him.
Who's this Lewis Hamilton you speak of? I haven't seen him in the points recently.
Well, since Spa, the last race.
Fair enough, I got told there.
Duh. He was quite quick in the closing stages. I think there was a few runners that made extra pit stops between for new intermediates.
Yeah.
So that would explain why Alonso and Perez were so slow towards the end of that race, and who won? Raikkonen and Vettel were just in a league of their own.
Yeah.
They would have pitted for new intermediates.
Unless everyone else pitted and the difference was due to the extra pit stop, but I'm not sure. I don't know, I can't remember.
We're looking at Kimi Raikkonen trying to lap one of the horizons, and he's done so. No problem there.
Oh,
big problem there.
Yeah, that's...
I suspect there's going to be a bit of a ban.
Yeah, that was a bit crap. Let's be fair. That was somebody did that to Senna. Who was it that did that to Senna?
Schlesser.
Yeah, it might have been.
I don't think that was as clear cut, because I think Schlesser locked up Had no choice but to go wide, and then Senna didn't give enough space.
Right, yeah.
That was more Mahavir Raghunathan and Jack Aitken. You know exactly what I'm
Good old
talking about.
Raghunathan, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah. Can we have him in FF1M and just make him completely OP?
yes.
Absolutely the next Senna.
Here's the championship battle on track between Raikkonen and Grosjean. Going into the Parabolica. Should say, Raikkonen grimly hanging on around the outside. I should say that Perez has moved up into second position now. That the horizon neatly shunted Raikkonen out of the way at the first chicane.
Might have a repeat of Hockenheim.
Could do. And braking hard for the first chicane. Left, right. Small squirt of the throttle into another curb hop at the left, right. Once again. Now into the long flat out section that consists of a bit of a straight, curva grande, more of a straight, a possible overtaking opportunity, but not according to Raikkonen, who shuts the door very firmly on Grosjean, championship leader Roman Grosjean. And there's something going on between Alguersuari and Kubica. They're having a bit of a dice over sixth position. So at some point Kubica got ahead of Hamilton, and now Kubica's looking to challenge Alguersuari.
Flying under the radar, past Maldonado up in fifth.
Yes, not especially quick, but he's staying out of trouble, which is just as good as being quick in some ways.
And that could be an important move.
Grosjean versus Raikkonen going into Ascari. Very, somewhat simple in the end for the Tornado driver.
But that could be a championship defining moment.
Could be, although Tornado's reliability's not been that good. Because Grosjean himself has had 5 retirements. Verne has had 3 retirements. Well, Verne's done alright.
5 retirements?
Yes. He had an engine failure at Spa last time.
He did, but I thought that was like his first engine failure. Did he have one in Germany? Not, as in Nürburgring.
Nürburgring, can't remember.
Might have done.
Well, there was the reliability, let's call it a shit show in Australia. Look at this battle going on between 2 Renault-powered cars. It's probably worth at this point mentioning that there's some new engine regulations coming in.
There is.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the manufacturers are pulling out.
Yeah, after comments from various people and aggravated in the commentary box. I'm not going to say who mentioned these things in the commentary box, but
there's a replay here. Whoa!
Oh, crikey.
Gravel hopping there from the Excellite. It's Button, who just lost 9th position to Valtteri Bottas. So he's going to try and get it back, but Bottas is just saying, nah, not going through there, mate. Button might have another chance going down the start-finish straight. Oh, of course he's got a chance, look at that. Customer Ferrari versus customer Mercedes.
It's like the old Need for Speed days when you do the NOS.
Yes. Good old Need for Speed. Gran Turismo 4's NOS was nowhere near as good.
No, I think it was really expensive, wasn't it? Added weight, and then you use it, and it's like, nah, this is crap.
Yeah.
Does it add weight? I feel like it added weight.
I'm not sure if it does. It just a short burst of power, but at least Need for Speed had the presence to allow you to refill its NOS.
Yeah. I mean, not realistic, but
made it more fun. But yeah, there's some new engine regulations, a whole bunch of manufacturers coming in, and I'm suspecting there's going to be a bidding war for one of them, which is the Climax engine. There's definitely going to be a bidding war for that, as Alonso is battling against Daniel Ricciardo going into the Parabolica.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but you put a bunch of normal names and one which has a slightly amusing double entendre to it, I think
everyone's going to go for that. So it's going to be interesting to see who goes for what. Oh, nudging. Oh, it's Alonso versus... Yeah, it was Alonso then. One man about, but again, rude stuff going into the first chicane as Kubica overtakes Maldonado for 5th. So Kubica really is on his recovery drive, but again, that fuel does suggest that he's going to have to make a splash and dash at the end. So it's going to be a bit of an ask. Yeah, it might be all right if he sticks in 5th position. I think that's the best he can hope for.
Kubica.
Yeah, Kubica.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see him moving from 5th.
We've got pit stops underway, scheduled, and the first one to blink is Sergio Perez from 2nd position. Let's see how he does as he pulls into his pit box. Whiteley did say that the Gajera pit crew might have had naked suits, but they're clearly not naked suits.
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed but not surprised, as Whiteley does tend to make quite a few things up.
He'll be listening to this. What?
2 guys, 1 hippo.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's rejoined in 4th position. I would expect him to remain there. Well, I expect him to get back up into 2nd position once Grosjean and Raikkonen make pit stops with, I believe this is Verne, who is due into the pits.
And in comes the maggots. The tornado.
The tornado. Nobody will get where that's come from.
But Whiteley will.
Yes, yeah.
Bloody lying bastard.
Yeah. How many years did he pass that on for? Was it must have been a good 5 years.
I think it was about 5, yeah. And there's the 25th best Yorkshire chess player.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And that one he still swears to this day.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the action.
Back to the action.
Oh, and it's past Maldonado, but nobody cares. There's not even a pit crew out for him. They just like, oh.
Well, they're there. That's a Sauber pit crew, that.
I thought, well, you know what? Since Vettel's not there, we'll come out and service him. And a lot of people are a bit, for fuck's sake.
If you're going to blame somebody for that, blame Paul Di Resta.
Momentary loss of professionalism there. But just let me clarify one thing. I think some people have been wondering that maybe I'm giving Pastor Maldonado a little bit of a hard time, and I'm not treating him with enough respect. Treating him with a number 2 driver sort of status. I'm not giving him a number 2 driver status. I'm giving him a number 0 driver status. It's the case of, if Seb's walking off the plane and there happens to be a puddle in front of him, I will throw Pasta into that puddle to avoid Vettel getting his feet wet. But anyway, best of luck, Pasta, since you're carrying the team for this race.
Grosjean has made his first and only pit stop, and he's rejoined in 4th position. And now Kimi Raikkonen is going to make his way into the pits for his only stop. He's gone a lot longer than the others, so maybe he could use fresh tyres to some advantage.
Well, that's what the neutrals were hoping for, because it makes it a bit more interesting. Have another ding-dong battle maybe between those 2 championship rivals if Kimi's a bit faster towards the end.
Not an especially quick stop though, so I reckon the best he can hope for is 2nd.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he'll get that, to be honest, but we'll see.
He's got some lovely clear track in front of him, and that's Kubica behind him as well. Button's made 2 stops and he's back up to 8th, so that's quite impressive.
Oh yay, look, Pasta getting overtaken.
I'll challenge me in a Whiteley.
Yes, go on, Jensen, yeah! Jensen having a very quiet and not kamikaze race today, for the first time seemingly this season.
He did knock his front wing off against Vettel.
He did. That wasn't his fault, that one, though. That was Vettel just doing what Vettel does. Just spinning at a Ascari, then just driving in front of somebody.
Yeah. Now we've got a battle for 2nd developing here between Perez and Grosjean. Just 7/10 of a second was the gap as they crossed the finish line. It looks a lot less than that now as they go through the parabolica. Adrian Sutter comes into the pits. So let's forget about that and focus on this battle.
Now Kimi will be hoping for his mate to hold him up here until he can get within striking distance, but
swipe across to the right. That was nicely defended there from Perez.
Yeah. Oh, look how far behind Kimi is. He's got
9 seconds to make up.
No chance.
9 seconds in 10 laps. You'll do well on that one.
Yeah, then to do an overtake. Nah.
It's clear that Grosjean is the quicker of the 2 at the moment.
It's just about Perez trying to minimise the damage for his teammate now, I think.
Yes.
But I think he's got his work cut out, to be honest.
He'll do his best though. Defend like heck. Button's got past... Well, he's in 6th position. So, providing Kubica does have to make his splash and dash, Button's got amazing 5th on the cards.
Yeah.
Which is quite impressive. And up the inside into the Ascari chicane. And
that's that, I think.
Frightened Perez off the road almost. And
A bit of a lock up randomly there.
yeah, that was weird. But I look at the gap he's built up over Perez already. So, if Gajira are clever, they would issue team orders, but this game's not that advanced.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Kimi has made a lot of ground actually.
Yes. Probably due to the battling at Grosjean and Perez. You never know, it could still kick off, as Alonso has overtaken one of the germs going into the Ascari. That's the splash and dash we were waiting for. Kubica into the pits because he didn't have enough fuel. Guess he's going to set the fastest lap though.
Yeah.
Which should be a nice little fillip.
Nice little Philip.
I've heard that somewhere.
Like FILIP.
Yeah, that's
the
it.
name. Oh.
That's a Muse song as well,
It
isn't it?
is. It's a great, very, very underrated Muse song as well. It's got that bit where the tempo increases in the middle. It's awesome.
It's from Showbiz, yeah.
Back when Muse were good. Oh yeah, I went there.
I'll go there as well. These last few albums have been shocking.
Like, since they started self-producing, they've just been absolute garbage.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, after that, no, The Resistance was alright. It was the worst album at that point to date, but it was still a good album. Anyway,
Battling Gajiras.
you see, you didn't want to do that, Sergio.
Nah. You needed to let him through and give Kimi a chance at Grosjean.
I don't think he has much of a chance, but he just needs to let him minimise the damage at this point.
Yeah. Then Perez could argue, I'm in this championship battle as well.
Yeah, sure, mate.
Let us race, man. Is he going to do it going into the Rogier? Yeah, I think so. Outbreaking the little Mexican. Left, right. And that's 3rd position for Kimi. The gap must be a bit too big though. It's 5.5 seconds, 4 laps to go. That's too big, I reckon.
Yeah, no chance.
He'll
Have to have a rocket ship.
He'll give it a go.
Which race was it where Sergio was just like, just let us race, man?
That was Canada in 2017. Whoa, Kubica has got a right run on Button going into the start-finish straight. That's going to be 5th position for him.
that was a stupid move from Perez. I don't know why he was doing that, and in the end it meant that Vettel could overtake and...
Oh, but Button outbreaks Kubica going into the first chicane.
Oh, well held.
Yeah, there's a bit of petulance from Perez.
That was the beginning of the end for those two as well, wasn't it? Because after that they hated each other and kept crashing into each other.
Yeah, then again, I'm not overly a big fan of Ocon, to be honest. I think he's got the speed, but he's got absolutely none of the humility at all. Yeah,
he's a bit like Baku as well was Ocon's fault.
Yeah,
I'd say he just turned into him.
That one in Brazil, into the second Lesmo. I've not seen an overtake there for a while. And I'll say that the incident between him and Verstappen in Brazil was Ocon's fault.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was definitely Ocon's fault. There was the argument that Verstappen shouldn't have been putting himself there.
Then
which
again,
is very fair. Which is a very fair point, which Hamilton mentioned, didn't he?
Yes.
In the press, he's like, just don't put yourself in that situation.
But then again...
Oh, here we go. Look, Lewis on Maldonado.
Oh, shutting the door.
Oh, crikey.
Oof.
Thought that was going to be chaos there, I thought.
Yeah. Whew. And now that's going to put Hamilton at risk from Al-Jaswari. Hamilton not defending that. Come on, man. Still I rise? What do you think you are, a loaf of bread?
Hey. I'm guessing you had that planned then.
Yeah, I did. And is this going to be 7th for Al-Jaswari?
He's just driving past him like he's not there.
Yeah, it's like go-karting, just overtaking them willy-nilly. Well, is Maldonado going to shove him wide at the first chicane? Yes, he is. That's going to delay Hamilton as well. And that's going to bring Alonso into play. What's Al-Jaswari doing, locking up into there? You don't brake.
Break-ins for wussies.
And now we've got another Yorkshire derby with Alonso and Hamilton, and that's just sheer power from the Ferrari engine. There's nothing that Hamilton could have done about that, as even Alonso has time just to chop him off at the braking zone. Now back to this. What were we talking about? Ocon and Brazil, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was...
I have a bit of a beef with backmarkers getting themselves involved with race leaders.
Yeah.
The Montoya Montero was a bit different in Turkey.
I don't remember that one.
Montoya just chopped across at the braking zone.
It was Verstappen Montoya, where Verstappen just crashed into the back of him.
Yeah, that was pure brain fade, that.
Yeah, that was... did feel quite sorry for Juan Pablo. As much as I can feel sorry for a guy driving in an F1. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. As we continue to look at this probably four-way battle for 7th, this could mean important points between this lot, especially in the lesser position of the championship.
Okay, Pastor, either you're driving home in 7th or you're driving to the job centre.
Let's see what happens as they go into the Ascari. Oh!
There's...
Alonso's blown up! Interesting.
And, wow.
Alonso Suarez powered through into 7th position.
Convincingly powered through, and yeah, there's a bit of fireworks in the background there.
That's going to give Hamilton 9th position.
Had surprisingly good reliability from the Exolites. They're normally all about full power reliability, schmiliability,
Yeah.
or whatever an appropriate saying would be.
Unreliability?
But you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
They don't really care about reliability, they're all about, whether they finish the race in first or what's the point finishing.
Speaking of finishing the race in first, Jean-Eric Vergne takes his 2nd win of the season. Once again at a super low downforce track.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well deserved win.
Yeah.
Absolutely trounced it, really.
Indeed. Grosjean takes 2nd, so pretty much perfect for Tornado.
Yeah.
Maybe the other way around in a Drivers' Championship situation, but as far as the Constructors goes,
You can't complain about that, can you?
cannot complain at all. Kimi Raikkonen salvages a 3rd position with Perez 4th, so Gajera looking more solid in 2nd position.
And look at that. In 8th place, it's Pasta bringing home his 3rd point of the season.
4th point.
4th point of this. 4 points.
4 points, yeah.
Crikey.
Which is 4 more than Gutierrez. Alonso did actually finish that last lap.
Oh, well
Still
then.
crossed the line. Petulantly, I suppose, but yeah. And as I forecast, Kubica did set the fastest lap of the race. So, new tyres help, but fastest lap's the fastest lap, so well done, Andrew.
Exactly. I wonder if we'll start having points for fastest lap at some point, like they do in the real F1 now, which, I don't know, I was a bit like, don't know about that when they introduced it last season, but I'm glad they did. I like it.
It's alright, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And there you can see the key retirements. Both Pedersen's on the first lap. And there's Vettel as well.
Yeah, that's you don't want to be doing that when you're struggling as a team and you're fighting over last place. You don't want to just completely wreck both chassis.
And not only has that cost him 2nd in the championship, it's cost him 3rd as well, because he's dropped down to 4th.
Crikey.
12 points behind Grosjean now. But Grosjean's nearest challenger is now Jean-Eric Vergne, just 7 points behind. That's going to be interesting.
I didn't realise Jean-Eric was actually that close,
He's
to
had,
be
a,
honest.
he's had a good season. And 28 points is the lead between Tornado and Gajera. Just look at the top 4, all powered by Ferrari engines. Maybe I should have mentioned that a bit earlier. Yeah. And Exolite 3rd and Vettel 4th. Although partly Maldonado now. Mitchell hold
It
on
is
to
actually
5th.
a team now.
Yes. Mitchell with Arja Suarez. Useful 7th position, it has to be said. Keeps them ahead of Andrew F1. Ferrari, 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 Renault, Renault, Mercedes, Mercedes, Mugen, Mugen, and BMW. There's a pattern here. So, that was Monza, last of the European races. We shall see you for the last of the flyaways. the 4 flyaways, the first of the 4 flyaways. Let's say that properly. We'll see you at Singapore.